So he was tipping off our FBI, and our FBI, if they would have taken action, could have saved millions of lives. That's where we're kind of going with this. And right now, I want everybody to understand that Miles has been arrested. He's being held in New York, partly because of the SEC, correct? Some charges that the SEC is bringing against him. So this is the same SEC that we just covered yesterday about how rotten and corrupt the SEC was, how Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, was facilitating the payments for the Steele dossier, trying to set up and frame Donald Trump. And every single member of Congress, this isn't a partisan issue, bipartisan members of Congress see how corrupt and rotten that the SEC is. So the SEC, that we already know is rotten and corrupt, just like every other government agency, is now behind basically setting up Miles Guo. And where we're going to go into this, so in 2017, he warned us about 13579. He is now warning us that the CCP is going to be releasing another bioweapon. Correct?
It's actually, yes. So yes and no. So in 2021, June 20th, he has actually delivered a warning. He said that time, based on the accurate intel that he received from the enemy line, that the CCP was about to launch another new strain of this coronavirus, which later on, to be the truth, it's a Delta variant. If you look at the summer and fall, the Delta variants actually really took up, like a lot of people attracted with that new variants. And then he also warned Omicron. So from this whole thing, like the very first warning he gave us is 2019 June. On the live streaming, he actually telling followers who would listen to his live streaming at that time, he said, be careful, the CCP has already planned to release a chemical weapon to cracking down the Hong Kong pro-democracy movement in 2019. And then by the end of 2019, December, he again warned us that there's most likely have a bioweapon attack from the CCP. And then January 6th, he has been telling everybody online on live streaming, saying that this virus is human-to-human transmission. You need to be careful. And then he basically at that time gave this intel to Peter Navarro and Donald Trump, President Trump. So Trump actually listened. I think very few, world leaders actually listened. And I think Trump was the first one that listened. I think if you recall, in that year, 2020, January 30th, he announced a travel ban took effect on February 2nd, which is stop all the international travel coming from China to United States. So that's basically based on the intel that Miles Guo provided to the Peter Navarro and then to the White House.